Generative AI, I mean, it feels like it just exploded onto the scene, right? One minute it was a niche tech concept, and the next, it's everywhere. It's changing how we do our jobs, how we create, even how we think. So, what is it really, and why does it matter so much right now? Let's decode it.
It's tempting to look at new tech and just think, okay, another trend. But the sheer speed and the massive scale of generative AI's adoption, it just tells you this is something different. So why is this moment right now so critical?
And this leads us to the central question we're really digging into today. Is generative AI the next industrial revolution, but for our minds? Think about it. Steam power and electricity completely transformed physical labor. Well, this technology seems like it's about to do the same thing to how we think, create, and solve problems. It is a huge question, and believe me, the answer isn't simple.
100 million. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how many users ChatGPT got in just 2 months. For comparison, it took Instagram over 2 years to hit that same milestone. This isn't just growth, it's a rocket launch. And that incredible mind-bending speed is exactly why we need to understand what's going on. So to really get a handle on that big industrial revolution question, we need to go back to basics. What exactly is generative AI, and how in the world does it actually work? Let's break it all down.
At its core, generative AI is pretty much what it sounds like. For a long time, AI was about recognizing or classifying things. This type of AI is different. It generates something brand new. It's not just about finding a picture of a cat in a database. It's about creating a totally new picture of a cat that has never existed before, all based on the millions of cat pictures it's already studied.
But how does it do that? Well, you can kind of think of it as a three-step process. First, it gets trained on a massive, almost unimaginable data set, pretty much the entire internet. Then it starts to learn. It finds all the complex patterns, the grammar, the artistic styles, the relationships between ideas in all that data. And finally, you give it a prompt, and it uses all those patterns to predict what should come next, the next word, the next pixel, the next musical note, and it uses that prediction to create something entirely new.
And this really highlights the crucial difference here. For years, most of the AI we interacted with was discriminative. Its job was to sort things. Is this email spam or not spam? Is this a picture of a cat or a dog? Generative AI is a whole different beast. It doesn't just sort, it creates. It fills the blank canvas. That fundamental shift from classifying to creating is what makes it so incredibly powerful. Also, generative AI isn't just one single thing. It's more like a whole family of different technologies. You got your large language models, or LLMs, that are wizards with text. You have diffusion models that are incredible at generating images. And then there are GANs that can create unbelievably realistic media. Each one is a powerful tool with its own special talents.
So, we have the what and we have the how. Now, it's time for the most important part. The so what. How is this technology actually reshaping our world right now? Let's dig into the impact.
I think this quote from Dr. Eris Thorne just perfectly captures the mental shift we all need to make. This isn't about a machine replacing a person. It's about a completely new kind of partnership. The people who are going to be most effective with this technology aren't just going to be giving commands, they'll be in a kind of creative dialogue with the AI. The quality of that collaboration is what's going to determine the quality of the result. And the economic impact is already becoming pretty clear. We're looking at huge potential for productivity gains in some really key areas. For software developers, it's a huge help in writing and debugging code. In customer service, it can tackle really complex issues. I mean, this is a seismic shift in how knowledge work gets done. But of course, a disruption this big comes with some major challenges. The ripple effects are huge. Jobs aren't just disappearing, they're fundamentally changing shape. We're seeing this massive explosion in personalized content and services. And at the same time, these incredibly powerful creative tools are being put in the hands of basically everyone, which, as you can imagine, is raising all sorts of new, tricky questions about copyright and ownership.
Okay, so all of this leads to the really big question: where are we going from here? Let's try to look into the future of this technology and what it might mean for all of us. The pace of progress has just been absolutely breathtaking. Now, the core ideas aren't brand new, but the jump from the 2017 Transformer paper to the 2022 explosion of public tools is just astonishing. And things are only getting faster.
The next major leap feels like it's literally just around the corner.
We're moving beyond AI that can only do one thing well. The future is multimodal. Just imagine an assistant that can understand your voice, see an image you show it, and then write code based on that image, all within a single, seamless conversation. That's the direction we're headed, a truly integrated digital partner.
And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. As these tools evolve from being simple assistants to becoming full-on creative partners, the lines of authorship start to get really blurry. When you and an AI co-create something amazing, who truly gets the credit? It's a question about technology, sure, but it's also a much deeper question about the future of human creativity itself. And that is definitely something worth thinking about.